So, hello everyone. This is Rajasulochana. Happy to meet you all after a long time with yet another new article. Today we shall discuss about one of the most trending topic, which is very useful to the society, called sign language detection. Uh, how do we people communicate with each other? So, how do we convey our ideas to one another? So, for example, native speakers used to communicate with each other using their own native language. So, if I want to communicate with a person abroad, I used to communicate with them in their native language or with a language that is common to both of us. For example, if I want to communicate with the person who belongs to North India, I may use Hindi if I knew it, or I may use English with if we both are familiar with it. And if I want to communicate with someone who is abroad, say for example someone who's residing in Canada or London, so I'll use probably English to communicate with them. So there is a medium of language that exists, which helps in establishing the communication between two entities or two person, through which we can convey our needs or convey our thoughts to each other. Consider a person who is deaf and dumb. Will he be able to communicate with the opposite party using his native language, or using some kind of English or Hindi to communicate? Is it possible? No. So you may think there are some applications like Alexa, but Alexa is only helpful if we give the command using voice. So it will only respond for voice commands. So it for deaf and dumbs, it may tell like, how can a deaf and dumb give communication to me, give a command to me? So it will be really humiliating for them. So in order to make the deaf and dumb communicate with each other, we are going for sign language. But this sign language is not familiar to everyone. The deaf and dumb may be familiar with sign language because they are using that to communicate with each other, but the normal human being like us are not well versed with it. So an application has been developed. So it is probably in the developed, almost in developed, and in most of the countries it is still in research. An application is developed, so which receives the sign language from the deaf and dumb people as input, and it converts into text form which can be read by the normal human beings. So this acts as an interface between the person who is deaf and dumb and between a normal person. It makes it easy for uh, those challenged people to communicate their ideas or needs to the other person, so that other person can get to know from their gestures. So the input given by the sign given to this sign language application is the gestures using hand, and this gesture is received as input by the neural network, sorry, by the deep learning model, and based on the neural networks it is trained and it is converted into text form. So it can even be converted into an audio form. For example, if a person is showing an input like this, so which represents hi, it can even display the output as hi, or uh, if it if in case if it wants to establish a communication between a deaf and dumb person and between a person who is blind, we can even convert it into audio form, so that the person who is blind can get to know what the other person is telling. So I hope this application will be very helpful in the future generation, so that the challenged people can also easily communicate with the normal human beings. Hope this article is useful, and thank you.